The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Why is it that? Oh, goodness. When I start the video, my nose starts to tickle. Hello there, my name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for this 10th day of July, 2025. We go back to Saturday, August 18th, 1956 for a rare National League game. The Brooklyn Dodgers travel down to Philadelphia and Connie Mack Stadium to face the Philadelphia Phillies in a Dave Gardner special featuring a bad team. The Dodgers lead is 15 games, and they will go with Sal Mangley. And apparently, I didn't plan it that way, but kind of like, with Herb Score, we are constitutionally obligated to show as many Sal Mangley starts as we possibly can. He will face Harvey Haddix today, who I believe will go to Pittsburgh and throw that 12-inning perfect game that he lost, because it wasn't perfect at that point. But I believe that was later. I believe that was 58 or 59. Anyway, so the Dodgers seemingly in cruise control as we head into the middle part of August. The Braves are going to need the Dodgers to choke and not find anyone who can do a Heimlich maneuver at this point. And the Phillies, we just haven't had them on. So there you go. That's the setup for you. Dodgers and Phillies on a warm afternoon in Philadelphia. Next, as Retro Sports Network presents Major League Replay 1956. Today, from Connie Mack Stadium or Shibe Park in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Yuengling presents Major League Replay night of the Philadelphia Phillies, because I did that already, and the Brooklyn Dodgers. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. Dave and Vinny and Marco Scola did a live show last night. Oh, by the way. So check that out on YouTube. Why is this? Oh, no, we're fine. It'll be, again, the Phillies at 50 and 62. How you doing, Parallel League? You'll have a cheesesteak? Oh, I'll take one, too. I don't do shrooms in mine. What do you put in your cheesesteak? The Dodgers are an incredible 78 and 34 coming into this one. It is August 18th, and they have clinched a winning record for the year. So if they lost every game the rest of the way, they still would finish at 78 and 76. By the way, this is game 113 for them. They have 40 left as we hit the three-quarter pole. The Phillies are 50 and 62. We have had Philadelphia on, I believe, once. And they are, this is game 113. Harvey Haddix gets the call for Philadelphia over from St. Louis on May 12th. 31 years old, fastball at 88, fly ball pitcher, plus pitcher. 9 and 7 with the Phillies with a 3.60 ERA. He is making his 18th of 26 starts. His last start for the Kitten was against the Pirates on the 14th, so 4 days ago. 8 innings and a 5-3 win. 117 pitches, 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 4 walks and 7 strikeouts. His season high for K's was against his future team, the Pirates, in his first start with Philadelphia. He struck out 15 and didn't walk anybody. Overall for Harvey since coming over, 132 and 2/3, 118 hits, 60 runs, 53 earned. He's allowed 16 home runs, and that's dangerous because this Dodger team has some pop. He has walked 33 and struck out 101. Shrooms, mayo, and lots of cheese. Okay? It's not how I do it, but I do. I'm not a huge, I don't like shrooms. Onions, I will do peppers in them, although they're not my favorite. Cheese and hot sauce. Jim Gilliam leads off in left field for the Dodgers. Pee-wee Reese at short will bat second. Jackie Robinson at second today will bat third. Carl Furillo cleans up in right. Roy Campanella behind the plate batting fifth. Randy Jackson, Yo Dog, is at third base. He'll go sixth. Gil Hodges at first, batting 7th. Duke Snider batting 8th. My word, are you kidding me? And Sal Maglie batting 9th on the mound. Harvey Haddix can give you 130 pitches. Oh, yeah, definitely no ketchup. Definitely no ketchup. It's a cheesesteak for crying out loud. The outfield for Philadelphia, Del Ennis is a 6 and a 6 in left. Richie Ashburn is a Woolworth. He's a 10 and a 5 out there in center field. Elmer Vallow over from the A's, back in Philadelphia, where he belongs, a 6 and a 6 in right. Willie Jones is a 7 at third. Granny Hamner, who hated being called Granny, a 6 and a 5 at short. Ted Kazansky, the Unabomber, an 8 and a 7 at second. And Marv Blaylock is 6 at first. Lopata, the all-star catcher, behind the plate, an 8 and a 5. And Haddix is an 8 with a 974 fielding percentage. Walter Alston made that lineup because it's as played as you can get. Why the hell would you put Duke Snider ever at 8? Now, granted, he's having a year from anything, but you put your 40 home run hitter 8th? Anyway, Jim Gilliam hitting 297, 3 homers and 37 RBI. So I've got the Phillies. The computer has the Dodgers. Haddix on this warm 77-degree afternoon. Wind blowing right to left at 9. And we start with a little chopper up the middle. Jones cuts it off, throws to first, over to Blaylock. Don't call him Mookie. 1 out. Pee-wee Reese at 283, 6 homers and 49 RBI. Sometimes it feels like managers from that era did that, picked their names out of a hat. Nurse Britt picked this lineup. She called me last night and says, you're going to do a Dodger game? And I said, well, yes. And she said, see if my client notices if Duke Snider bats 8th. We gave you Pee-wee's numbers. 1 out. There is a fly ball right field. Vallow or Velo will wait. That's a shallow fly ball, although he's going back further than I thought. And Elmer Fudd can't make the play. He dropped it. Pee-wee going into second, and he's got himself a 2-base error. Uh-oh. That'll make the natives restless with that one. So the Dodgers don't need to be given extra outs. Here's Jackie Robinson, 274, 12 homers and 33 RBI. Haddix bewildered up the middle, and that will be right at Richie Ashburn, who can't make the play. He dove for it, couldn't get there. Robinson looking, but he won't take 2. So runners in the corners. He dove, but somehow it didn't get away from him out there. 1 out for Carl Furillo, hitting .323, 15 homers and 64 RBI. How you doing, Andy? So runners on the corners. Dodgers threatening here as if faithful settle in. Harvey deals. Struck him out. That's the first. And that'll bring up Campanella. 2 out. Campy at 222 with Karen Valentine. 13 homers and 47 RBI. Haddix deals. That is a fly ball left center field. And it's moving over. And Dell will make the catch. And that'll do. Dodgers get a hit. They can't take advantage of the Philly error. And after half an inning, no score. Getting great done. Did you get I was talking to Gardner this morning. Did you guys get the heavy rain in Claremont area? And they had highways closed in Boston. Some areas down in the Boston area got 7 inches of rain. Sal Maglie, the barber, is 39, over from Cleveland. On May 16th, he's making his 17th of 26 starts, 8-7, with a .336 ERA. He is 39, fastball pitcher, 82, and a fly ball pitcher. He hasn't won since August 1st, which means that Scotty's bribes haven't cleared my Venmo. The Giants beat him, again, Scotty, Venmo me, in a 4-6 loss to New York. 10 innings, 138 pitches. 7 hits, 6 runs, 3 earned. He's allowed 2 homers. He does have 2 shutouts. He shut off the Cubs and the Cubs. He walked 1 and struck out 5. Overall, since coming over from Cleveland, 128 2/3, 96 pitches, or 96 hits rather, 51 runs, 48 earned, 18 homers. He's walked 44 and struck out 67. The Philly lineup, no, just ran the last hour. I'm glad you're not getting dumped on. Here's the Philly lineup. Richie Ashburn will lead off in center field. Marv Blaylock at first will bat second. Stan Lapata behind the plate goes 30. His 27 home runs. Del Ennis in left cleans up. Willie Jones, that's Puddingham, I think, right? He's at third. He'll bat fifth. Elmer Vallow, as I choke on that one, is in right. He'll go sixth. The Grand Hammer is at short. Granville, right? Batting seventh. Kazansky at second goes eighth, and Harvey Haddix will bat ninth. And doesn't he look happy in that picture? Magley can give you 125 pitches. Setting the Dodger defense for you, Randy Jackson is 6 at third. Pee Wee Reese even at 38, an 8 and a 7 at short. Jackie Robinson at 37, a 6 and an 8 in second. And Gil Hodges is a 10 at first. The outfield, Jim Gilliam, a 6 and a 6 in left. Duke Snyder, somehow hitting 8th today, is an 8 and a 7 in center. I think Walter Alston found the Rheingold. No, they were Schaefer. The Dodgers were Schaefer. The one apparently Walter Alston took to heart that the one beer to have if you're having more than one. Carl Furillo was a 6 and a 10 in right. Campanella a 10 and a 10 behind the plate. Magley is a 7 with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Ashburn at 294, a home run and 25 RBI. Yes, I will try not to choke. You have the H and the E and the Schaefer sign. Yep. I remembered that as soon as I said Rheingold. Richie draws the walk. This is the default picture for Shibe Park, and it's big. It's also good. I imagine, well, the Alpo and the Ballantine out there, that is a mid-60s pitcher because it's in color and it's really good. And there's a TV ad up there, the Philco. Up, I believe behind the Dodger lineup is a Coke ad. Marv Blaylock at 265, 8 homers, and 31 RBI. Magley deals, and there is a fly ball to right field for Rillo. That's a big fence out there because Connie Mack built a spite fence all those years ago. Furillo will. Does he make the catch? I haven't played at this field. I don't know. Yes, he does. So here's Lapata. Stand at 273, 27 homers, and 83 RBI. To me, looking at this picture, and I know the Eagles don't play there all that long, it really feels like a baseball diamond shoved in the football field, doesn't it? Between the scoreboard there in right center. It just has that vibe. Struck him out. Magley got him on a 1-2. The comment saying, how dare I say that? I know. Del Ennis at 244, 14 homers and 67 RBI. Yeah, just from this picture, I'm sure that if you sat in a different place, you would not get that. But just from the way that this is cropped, you can just see where the gridiron was laid out. I always felt that way about Fenway, too. You could see where the football field was laid out. Pitch to Dell. Ground ball to third. Jackson has it. Will go across the way to Hodges. And Gill on the bag, and that's an out. So Ashburn moves up to second. Nope, that will do it. So no runs, no hits, and no errors. The walk does not hurt. After one, no score. So Jackson, Hodges, and Snyder to face Harvey here in the second. Haddix threw a lot of pitches in the first, 26. Randy at 280, 6 homers, and 44 RBI. There is a base hit in the left center field. Dell will pick it up, and Randy will hold with the signal. Single. First day, new language chip. Gil Hodges at 294. 20 homers and 75 RBI. Who would have played football at Ebbets back then? The Brooklyn Dodgers. They were a football team as well. Not the same ownership, I don't believe. I don't think, maybe St. John's, because they're based out of Brooklyn. I'm sure there were some high school games. I mean, Yankee Stadium and the Polo Grounds were the big football stadiums in New York back in the day. Pitch to Hodges. Gil bunts it foul. Wow. Are you kidding? What's his bunt rating? You never heard of Dodgers football. They didn't play very long. There were a bunch of NFL teams in the 40s and early 50s that didn't make it or moved. And I forget, someone more knowledgeable than me will tell you what became of the Brooklyn Dodgers football club. Pitch to Hodges. There's a pop-up left side. Jones will just kind of watch it go foul. And somebody from Woodbury, New Jersey made that catch, and it's 0-2. Haddix deals. And that's up the middle, right between Hamner and Kazansky, and in front of Richie Ashburn. And the Dodgers have 2 on here in the second with nobody out for Duke Snyder. Lefty versus lefty. That's probably why they stuck Snyder 8th. The Duke, a triple crown year. He is hitting .345 with 45 home runs and 122 RBI, and he's still got 130 plate appearances or thereabouts to go. He's also third in doubles with 30. And so he's got a chance here with some ducks on the pond to put Brooklyn on the board. Fly ball, right field. Vallow. That is well hit and slow as death. That should stay in the yard. Elmer waiting, makes the catch. And Snyder stands on first and waves to Gil Hodges, who's coming back. So Vallow ran out of real estate and pretty much, that wall would have hurt. That's all cement and metal. Ugh. Elmer's had a bad day already. So 1 out for Magley. Will play for the bunt. Magley at 152 and 5 RBI. Brooklyn played in the NFL from 1930. How you doing, Bobby? And to 1943. Dayton Triangles. Sounds like a snack. Were in the early NFL. According to Dr. Google. His brother was Dr. Feelgood. Pitch to Magley. He swings, and that's in the right field. Vallow will come in for it. Man, this is slow. And make the catch. It's a big ballpark picture. I'd change it, but I can't imagine we're going to have the Phillies on again. So a big out there. 2 out for Gilliam. Junior's 0 for 1. Haddix opening 9, 38 pitches. Ending in 2/3, 3 hits and a K. Parallel League was looking up the Dayton Triangles, and they actually became the Brooklyn Dodgers. Well, see? You learned something today. Now you can go back to bed. Pitch to Gilliam. There's a ground ball to third. Willie Jones will make the catch. That was a line drive because I can see. And that'll do. Dodgers have left on 4 after an inning and a half. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. Dodgers nothing, Phillies nothing. So Jones, Vallow, and Hamner to face Magley here in the second. Willie at 270, 12 homers and 42 RBI. In 1944, they were known as the Brooklyn Tigers. Pretty much, Jamie. They're up 15. Had the Dodgers left. They're 78 and 34. To third. Jackson waits on the second hop. Throws to Hodges. 1 out. For Vallo at 269, Elmer has a home run and 25 RBI. Milwaukee is 15 back. Ground ball to Hodges. He waits for Magley to run over the bag. Sal puts out the glove, and Elmer is retired 2 away. For Hamner, Granny at 201, 3 homers, and 26 RBI. There is a ground ball to third. Jackson has it. Over to Hodges. For the out, and the Phillies go 1-2-3 in the second. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the third, no score. Triangle's named after Triangle Park, Parallel League says, at the confluence of a couple of rivers shaped like a triangle. Today they'd be the Dayton Doritos, right? Because they're shaped like a triangle. I remember going to a baseball training camp there when Reds players at the All-Star break. Oh, that's cool. Now, Dayton's what? Halfway between Cleveland and Cincinnati? Pee Wee Reese is 0 for 1. Reached on an error. Fly ball to center. Ashburn will make the catch. 1 out for Jackie Robinson, who singled his first time up. That is a ground ball past Kazansky into right field. Ashburn goes to get it. That scoots all the way to the wall, and Robinson only has his 7th double of the year. He only had 15 in real life, but Jackie scampers into second for the 4th Dodger hit. Here's Ferrillo, who struck out his first time up. That is up the middle, and that gets past the middle of the infield. Robinson around third and will hold. So Ashburn has an average arm, but Jackie, not wanting to be coming out, holds at third. Here's Campanella. He's 0 for 1. Oh, that would be Columbus. Okay, Dayton is straight west of Columbus, closer to the Indiana line. Okay. Right, Patterson. Can't beat. Walks. So Haddix has the bases loaded here. Took an hour and a half the other day to do this, and it was a 15,000 run game. Man. Randy Jackson singled his first time up. So Robinson on third. Ferrillo on second. He's not guaranteed to score on a single. And Campanella, who's even slower than, or the same speed as Ferrillo, on first. So a couple of diesels on the base path. Pitch to Randy Jackson is into left center field. This will score Robinson unless it's too shallow. Ashburn actually is coming in, and Richie makes the catch. Robinson tags and will try and score. Ashburn will uncork a throw here. Here it comes with 2 out, and Robinson is out. They got him. Ashburn threw him out. And somehow, some way, Haddix has thrown 3 rough innings, but it's bagels on the board for Brooklyn. No runs, a couple hits, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the third here in Philadelphia, no score. Andy had a friend who, as a kid in Westville, Ohio, he introduced me to Stratomatic in 1977. That's cool. Kazansky is not cool. 196, 4 homers, and 26 RBI. Magley starts the third. With the ground ball to third, Jackson deep in the hole. Long throw to first. Hodges waits. Hodges makes the catch. 1 out. Saw Strat in high school. Knew of it. But the first time I played it, I was in college. Harvey Haddix at 267, 5 RBI, and 4 doubles. And remember, some of the best experiences come when you wait till college. Pitch to Haddix. There is a chopper down to first. Hodges waits. Gill will grab it. Haddix has my speed. Hodges to the bag, 2 out. Opening 9 for Magley, 38 pitches, 2 2/3, a walk and a strikeout. Richie Ashburn walked his first time up. This time he lines it right to Pee Wee Reese by the bag at second, and that will do. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 4th. Dodgers nothing, Phillies nothing. Hodges, Snyder, and Magley here in the 4th. Gill has a single. Struck him out. That's 2 for Haddix. He chased a 1-2 off speed, 1 out for Duke Snyder, who's 0 for 1. The Duke, right field. Elmer. I think we'll track this down eventually. Going back to the wall and off the wall. So Snyder with an extra base hit. That hit 10, and Snyder is into second with his 31st double of the year. The text says Snyder continues to rip Philadelphia pitching. When you're hitting 346, you're ripping everybody. Here's Magley with 1 out. He's 0 for 1. Parallel League started out with Status Pro in 78, 77 season. And have you tried the advanced version? Bobby says you completed. I was going to ask, Jim Brown's 63 season, you're doing that in Napa, right? He finished with 2,128 yards and 291 carries. You bet. I had that in Solitaire Pro. Did you do any of the Charger games or just the NFL? Awesome. Status Pro basketball. We talked about this the other day. The grandchild of Status Pro, Above the Rim, being developed as a computer game. Awesome. Awesome, Bobby. Magley will swing here, and he strikes out. That's 3 for Haddix. 2 out here in the 4th. Opening 18 for Haddix, 76 pitches, 3 2/3, 6 hits. A walk and 3 strikeouts. Dodgers have left on 6. Mr. Gilliam is 0 for 2 today. Got him. 4 for Haddix, and that will do. No runs, a hit. The Dodgers have left on 7, and through 3.5, no score. So here are the standings. Philadelphia in 6th place at 50 and 62. The Dodgers up 15 over Milwaukee, who's having a good year. The Reds' legs are 20. That sounded like AI, didn't it? A 20.5 back. And there isn't a snowball's chance for anybody unless the Dodgers just, again, find a cactus and choke on it. In the American League, the White Sox and the Tigers are tied up. Technically, the White Sox are ahead by 3/1000ths of a percentage point. The Yankees a 1.5 games, Indians 2 back, and somehow, some way, Boston hanging in there at 4.5. Duke Snyder, his Triple Crown season, 345 at the plate, 45 homers, 122 RBI. I think Kenny Boyer is the only one that can put a fly in that ointment, because Snyder's leading the home run department is 13, and he has 29 more RBI than Stan Musial. Willie Mays has stolen 30 bases. And how do you get to be 78 and 34? Well, you hit 276 as a team, you pitch at a 3.34 clip, and you have a fielding percentage of .984. Marv Blaylock, Lapata, and Ennis here in the 4th. Marv is 0 for 1. Yeah, Harvey's in the zone. He's gotten lucky that the Dodgers have 6 hits, but haven't pieced really 2 together. 77-78. Yep. Chargers have 1 more regular season game left, easily winning the West. 11-1-1. Bobby, are you posting that anywhere? Wow. Yeah, they might be the best offense of all time. Sid Gilman. Apparently he played with Wes Unseld and the Bullets. How you doing, Greg and AP? It's Magley who is not allowed to hit. Ground ball to Robinson. Jackie's there. Throws to Hodges. One away. For Lapata, who struck out his first time up. The lone K for Magley. Just fine. That's what I always like to hear. Tomorrow will depend on whether the groceries get here. When the groceries get here, because I got to shop when the wifey has an appointment. So we'll see. Pitch to Lapata. Struck him out. That's two for Magley. A 1-2 fastball, and Magley got him to chase it. 2 out for Ennis, who's 0 for 1. That is a fly ball, center field. Snyder should get there. That's well hit, but it's a big old ballpark, and Duke will make the catch. We played 4, no runs, no hits, no errors. After 4, no score. So Pee Wee, Jackie Robinson, and Carl Furillo to face Harvey Haddix here in the 5th. And this will be a bullpen game for the Phillies, as Harvey's already thrown 80 pitches. Pee Wee's 0 for 2. Ground ball to third. Willie Jones waits. Throws to first. Blaylock is there. 1 out. For Jackie Robinson, he is singled and doubled. Mitch Kupchak on the Bullets with Unseld. You flash forward a few years, and you got Jeff Ruland on the Bullets with his white hair, looking like an old man out there. Pitch to Robinson. Jackie swings, and that's in the left center field. That's going to be at least a single. Ashburn cuts it off and makes a bad play. He dropped it. He went to throw, and Robinson's going to get the single and the error. And for Jackie, that's his 3rd hit of the day. 2nd time he's been in scoring position. Let's see if the Dodgers can bring him home. Here's Furillo. He has singled and struck out so far. That is in the right field. Kaczynski won't get it. That will get down in front of Vallo. Robinson was thrown out trying to score the last time, and it holds at third. Runners on the corners for Campanella, and 1 out. And for Haddix, that's the 8th hit he's given up. Can't be 0 for 1 with a walk. And he walks again. So the bases are loaded, and there's, I think, 1 out. And 1 out for Randy Jackson, who was a single. He's 1 for 2. So the Dodgers threatening here in the 5th in a scoreless game. Midge Cupcakes. Oh, that makes a lot of sense, Todd. Nothing wrong with that. Todd with the old Indians logo. Joe Tate doing the games for the Cavs. Growing up, Jackson swings. That's into left center field. That should score Jackie. Ennis waits, makes the catch. Robinson back to third. And is he going to try and tag at some point? Yes, he will. And the throw is cut off, and the Dodgers go up 1-0. So this time Robinson scores. 2 out for Hodges. Gill has singled and struck out. He's 1 for 2. So Furillo on second, Campy on first. Again, a single doesn't guarantee anything. Andy saw a video about Vukovic. Oh, yeah, the mistake in Cy Young. I haven't watched that yet. I saw that pop up. Do you know which Boston pitcher got some Cy Young? Of course I do. It's Bob Stanley, because you asked me about it, right? That was the year they got Mark Clear to help with Stanley in the pen, and Clear didn't know when it left his hand whether it was going to be, the pitch was going to be in Boston or Providence. Pitch to Hodges. That is a ground ball. Is that going to get past Jones? Yes, it is. Ennis has to go fish it out in the corner. Ferrillo's going to be around third since that's extra bases. He scores. And it's 2-0 on Hodges' 38 double of the year. So here's Duke Snider, 1 for 2 with the double. Of course that's correct. I don't think they really care about logos. I mean, I show logos all the time. Sounds like when the Blue Jays got from Seattle, we actually talked, Greg, if you go back and watch some of the 85 stuff, I remember his name popped up a few times. Caudell. Honestly, if they had made Stanley, because he was kind of a Swiss Army pitcher for a few years, him just a back of the rotation starter, his sinker would stay down. He just didn't have the stuff to be a closer. Lopata and Haddix have a word. Second and third for Snider. He rolls one down the line at first. Blaylock won't get there. 2 runs are going to score. Snider's RBI lead continues to grow as Hodges scores. Blaylock should have made that play, and Snider's into second standing with a double. The Duke of Flatbush, I believe he is the owner of Flatbush. Greg got whiplash watching the ball fly out of the stadium. And the Seagulls. Yeah, Caudell got votes in 82 as well. But that was a different time in sports. That's the year that Mark Mosley won the NFL MVP. Magley at the plate. 2 out here in the 5th. Sal 0 for 2. Snider looking pretty proud of himself on second base. We must have gotten him in 83. He had 31 saves. Yeah, I mean, some pitchers just don't do well in new environments, such as the Red Sox signing Danny Darwin. Magley pops it up. Lopata doffs the mask, and that will do. Halfway home, Dodgers finally break through. 4 runs, 4 hits, and an error. And after 4.5, it's 4-0 Brooklyn. Well, if you joined us late, here's how we got here. The Dodgers put up 4 in the 5th. 4 runs, 10 hits, and no errors for the presumptive National League champion Brooklyn Dodgers. And the Phillies have 2 errors. Dodgers failed to score on 2 hits and a walk in the 3rd. In the 5th, they sent 8 to the plate. Randy Jackson with a sac fly to make it 1-0. Gil Hodges doubled home Carl Furillo to make it 2-0. And then Duke Snider batting 8th for whatever Walter Alston reason, probably because Harvey Haddix is a lefty, and a 2-run double to make it 4-0. Jackie Robinson 3 for 3, Duke Snider 2 for 3. Sal Magley 4 innings, a walk and 2 strikeouts. Harvey Haddix 5 innings, 10 hits, 4 runs all earned. He's walked 2 and struck out 4. Willie Jones, look at the right side, Vallow and Hamner to face Magley in the 5th. In that 77-78 year, you had George the Iceman Gerben, Pistol Pete Maravich with Utah or New Orleans. What year they moved to Salt Lake? Bill Walton, great if he's healthy with Portland. David Thompson, I forgot who he played for, and Walter Davis. Yeah, I think that's why we talked about him a lot, because he went to Toronto in 85. We're talking about Bill Caudell. Stanley Caudell tied for 7th in the 82 Cy Young. His senior year of high school. So you got 7 years on me. I was with Oakland. Again, sometimes it doesn't always work out. Jones is 0 for 1, and he'll ground this one past Hodges, and so there goes the no-hitter. Furillo throws it back in, and for Philadelphia, that's their first hit. Thompson played for Denver, okay? Elmer Vallo 0 for 1. Played in one of the best college basketball games of all time. Imagine this. So, first round of the NCAAs in '74 was the same weekend that if you had a conference tournament, a major conference tournament, that you played into it, because there were no wild cards, and so the tournament's begun the night of the '74 ACC championship game. Doesn't really matter where it was. I'm sure Greensboro probably sticks in my head. Between North Carolina State with David Thompson and Maryland. And they play a double overtime game, in essence, an elimination game between one of the top two teams in the country. You imagine that today? Pitch to Vallo. Jones on first. Elmo goes into right or left center field. Gilliam will play that off the Alpo sign. Snyder will, as a matter of fact. Jones is into third, and he'll hold up. So 2 on, nobody out for Hamner as Velo hits the double. Hamner is 0 for 1, and Magley, after 4 no-hit innings, is allowed 2 here to start the 5th. Thompson finished his career after some suspensions, I'm sure, right? I believe he battled the powder. Pitch to Hamner. Walked him. So the bases are loaded. There's just no such thing as a shutdown inning. Nobody out for Kazansky, who's 0 for 1. So runners on all the bases. Hamner on first, Vallo on second, Jones on third. Single should score 2. Campanella and Magley have a word. And that's a fly ball, center field. Snyder ranging for it. Well hit, but should be in the park. It is. Jones should tag here and score without a throw, and so the Phillies are on the board. Sometimes these bigger parks takes a longer time to draw. 82 degrees now on a Saturday afternoon in Philadelphia. Wind's blown out to right center at 7. Haddix isn't going to bat. So Harvey's day is done. Who can hit a righty? Solly Hemus. Solly over from St. Louis as well. As a pinch hitter, 273 and an RBI. Overall, hitting 250 and 3 triples. 5 RBI. Yeah, amazingly talented. But money being what it is, and Thompson came of age with certainly a high 6-figure contract, even if he wasn't $1 million player. Yeah. Yep, drugs got to him. Hebus strikes out. That's 3 for Magley, and that's big. Oh, 1-2. Off-speed pitch got him. I'll bring up Richie Ashburn, who is 0 for 1 with a walk. Magley, 18 batters, 78 pitches, 4 2/3, 2 hits, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Struck him out. Magley got out of it. He bore down and got him on a 1-2 outside, and Richie watched it like a wah-wah on the side of the road. Phillies get a run on 2 hits, no errors. They've left on 3, and after 5, Dodgers 4, Phillies 1. So they'll go to their pen. Can't go Simmons. We'll go with Ron Negre. Ron, dapper-looking fellow, 26 years old, fastball at 89, fly ball plus pitcher. 3-4 on the replay with a 6.05 ERA. He's done as a starter, so everything he does now is going to be out of the pen. Making his 24th appearance. Last pitched on August 7th against the Giants in a 5-2 loss. He went 2 innings. 52 pitches, 2 hits, a run was earned. He walked 3 and struck out 2. He does have a 5-inning start where the Dodgers beat him on July 8th. Overall for Ron, 41 2/3, 56 hits, 28 runs, all earned. He has allowed 3 homers. He's walked 20 and struck out 38. Greg says, I remember when Alvin Adams won the NBA Rookie of the Year and he thanked David Thompson for going to the ABA. I was trying to think, he won the first slam dunk contest, right? The last ABA All-Star game in Denver? Something tells me I saw that, and I'm not sure why. Jim Gilliam, by the way, 0 for 3 with a K, 4-1 Dodgers as we start the top of the 6th. The Gray deals, and that is a ground ball right side in the hole between Blaylock and Kazansky, and Gilliam takes a wide turn but goes back. Nobody out for Pee Wee Reese, who's 0 for 3. Against Julius Erving. Yeah, the Sixers were good that year too. Dr. J and Chocolate Thunder, Daryl Dawkins. As I told you before, I lived out in New Mexico 79-80 season, or 8, yeah. And games on WGN, they had a bunch of Bulls games on, and I watched Daryl Dawkins break a backboard on a dunk. Pee Wee Reese, 0 for 3, strikes out. Negre got him on a 1-2 looking. Fastball was hard. Here's Jackie Robinson, who has had himself a day. He is 3 for 3, 2 singles, a double, and a run scored. Dr. J, of course, at that point, the New York Nets in the ABA. Couldn't afford him, so he was that trade or is that a pure free agent move? Jackie Robinson strikes out, and Negre got him on an 0-2 fastball. Robinson swung on and missed. 2 out for Ferrillo, who is 2 for 3. He has singled twice and scored. Yep, back before breakaway rims. And the infamous Bill Rafferty call of, I don't know his last name, the kid from Pitt back in the 80s who dunked it and broke the rim. Send it in, Jerome. As well known as Boom Goes the Dynamite. Pitch to Ferrillo. Throw down to Kazansky, and Gilliam is out. I thought about throwing over. I went, no, they're not going to steal. Did work. They throw out Gilliam. No runs, a hit, no errors. Bottom of the 6th, Brooklyn 4, Philly 1. So Blaylock, Lapata, and Ennis to face Magley. Marv 0 for 2. Oh, the Virginia Squire sent him to New York. Yep. Thompson lost his scoring title to Gervin the last day of the ABA season. Thompson dropped 73, and Gervin needed 59, so he went out and scored 62 or 63. Nope, that was not mentioned. Todd B, bringing the knowledge. I'd give you the George Hendrick Gold Star, but I just don't feel like it. Pitch to Blaylock. Mookie. I did it. I knew I would do it. Draws the walk. Speaking of college basketball, Merv takes first on the walk. Here's Lapata. Stan has struck out twice. Fly ball, left field. Gilliam. That's well hit. I think that'll stay in the yard, though. Maybe not. Gilliam. Did he make the catch? Yes, he did. The speed of this ballpark is a George Hendrick loafer. 1 out for Adele, who's 0 for 2. Blaylock on first. 4-1 Dodgers. Ennis, that's in the left field. Gilliam this time will have to come in. Kind of like the Tide on the Delaware. Makes the catch, 2 out. Now, was that ABA or NBA for that scoring title? Willie Jones 1 for 2. I want to say his name. Nope, they're not giving him Old Puddinhead. 1 for 2. He singled and scored. NBA. Nice. When Parallel League lived in Jersey, he used to go down to Philly to the Palestra. Oh, my gosh. Oh, I would love to see a game there. 78 NBA. That would, yeah. No three-point shot. You got to earn it the old-fashioned way, at the line. Todd, I'm surprised that you don't have the same feeling for World Be Free that you do for George Hendrick. I mean, that guy was a penny loafer. Pitch to Jones. Blaylock on first. Ground ball to Pee Wee, who goes deep in the hole. Reese over to Robinson. Makes the play. So they get Blaylock at second. And with 2 out, Pee Wee again. He still got it at 38, and that'll do. After 6, Phillies get nothing. They will strand their 4th runner, and we go to the 7th, 4-1 Brooklyn. So Furillo, Campanella, and Jackson to face Negre. Carl 2 for 3 on the afternoon. He has singled twice and scored once. Furillo into left center field. Back goes Ashburn. That's well ahead. But Richie should have it timed. And you get a can of Alpo. 1 out. Roy Campanella has walked twice and scored once. All 4 Dodger runs came in the 5th. You love World Be Free. He could score and take tons of shots. Yeah, oh yeah. Yep. Allen Iverson before Allen Iverson. Can't be. There is, I'll get some crap for that. Little looper in the left field. That'll drop in front of Ennis, and Campy's got himself a single. Yeah, World Be Free would get you 30 a night. Take him 45 shots to do it, but he'd get you 30 a night. Randy Jackson, 1 for 2. He has singled and driven in a run. If you are on Facebook, you should be following Retro Sports Renegades. And the reason why I bring that up is that every once in a while they will post a page out of, you remember those old paperback novel-size yearbooks, annuals for hockey and basketball, all the sports, and there'd be a scouting report for each and every player. Some of those are ridiculously scathing and funny. And so, yeah, worth it just to see that. Joe Barry Carroll, or better known as Joe Barely Cares. Pitch to Randy Jackson. There's a chopper first base side that's going to get in the hole between Kazansky and Blaylock, I think. Yep, Vallow can't get there. It skips past him, goes all the way to the wall. So Campy turns on the propellers and will score on a double from Jackson, who's on his way to third. Is there going to be a triple? Yes, sir. That's a 7th. And it's 5-1 Brooklyn. Did anyone? Nobody voted for Philly. Here's Hodges. Gill 2 for 3. He has doubled, driven into 76th, and scored his 75th. Yep, World Be Free, loved to shoot. Saw him play against Jordan's in Michael's rookie year. And Jordan put up 40 on 20 shots, right? There's a fly ball to left field. Ennis coming in. Jackson back to the bag. Dell makes the catch. And the throw to the plate. Randy dives and is safe. So 6-1 Brooklyn. For Duke Snyder, 2 for 3. He now has 32 doubles, and his 2 RBI give him 124. As a kid, seeing some, you would think, wow, did somebody really give you that name, World Be Free? No, it's Lloyd. Scouting report on World, plays no defense, doesn't involve his teammates. I got my mentality. Yeah, oh, absolutely. But the most late 70s name ever. Almost like something out of a Saturday morning cartoon. Pitch to Snyder, and there's a fly ball right center field. Ashburn running over by that scoreboard out there. And Ritchie keeps running and will make the catch. That'll do. Stretch time, 6-1 Dodgers. It'll be Vallow, Hamner, and Kazansky, and if anybody should reach the pitcher spot against Magley here in the 7th, Dodgers got 2 more on 2 hits and no errors to make it a 6-1 ball game. Elmer 1 for 2 with a double. Fly ball right field. Furillo going back. Carl to the wall, and Elmer. Goodbye. That's a second. Over the spike fence for a home run. And the Phillies make it a 6-2 game. So Elmer has a double and a home run in this one. Just crush it over that wall. Now, when Connie Mack built this place, because it was built for the Athletics, not the Phillies, there are row houses out there beyond that fence. And some of the more enterprising people said, oh, we'll just go on our roof and watch the game for free. In fact, you can see some of those bleachers up there, kind of like Wrigley Field. And Connie said, and built what is known as a spite fence, and build that fence up high enough so if you lived there, you had to work to see the ball game. Hamner is 0 for 1 with a walk. How you doing, Paul? All-time nickname, Todd says, would involve Metapiece, Dr. Dunkenstein, and Chocolate Thunder. Thank you, Daryl Dawkins. We were talking about him earlier. Finally got the rabbit ears working, and the Dodgers give up a 2-run bomb to someone named Elmer. Kill the wabbit, kill the wabbit. Hamner 0 for 1 with a walk. Magley up the middle, and that's past Reese and Robinson. And Hamner has a single. What's Opera Doc, I think, came out in 58, just in case that one. White chocolate is a good one. I've never been a fan of white chocolate. Kazansky 0 for 1. As an RBI. Runner on first is Hamner. 6-2 the score now, following the homer from Vallow. There's a chopper down to first. Let's see if Hodges can get there. Kind of hit on that grass dirt thing border, and Hodges takes it to the bag for the out. So Hamner goes to second, 1 out. And we're going to... Yep, we can. All right. Who can hit a righty? And it's going to be Frankie Baumholtz. Relax, don't do it, as Frankie goes to Hollywood. So Baumholtz, not there for picture day, at 400 as a pinch hitter and 6 RBI. Overall, 374 with 9 RBI. Hamner on second, 6-2 Dodgers. 1 out, bottom of the 7th. Pitch to Baumholtz. Hit him. Yeah, not many young microwave Vinny. Yep, the microwave. Vinny Johnson, yep. Not many young people named Elmer, with good reason. No, I mean, would you name a kid Elmer? Richie Ashburn, 0 for 2. He has a walk and a strikeout. Magley, 27 batters, 112 pitches. 6 1/3, 4 hits. The home run to Vallow is walked 3 and struck out 4. And he walks Ashburn, so the bases are loaded. The Dodgers don't have this one done and dusted yet. Nice day here in Philly, 82 degrees. Winds blowing out to right center at 7. Here's Marv Blaylock, not Mookie Ron. Marv is 0 for 2 with a walk. He is actually the tying run with 1 out. Struck him out. Magley got him on a 2-2 looking. For Lapata, who does have 1 grand slam on the year, he's 0 for 3 today. Magley has struck him out twice. So Sal, who is due up first in the 8th, probably his last out. Left field. Gilliam. Maybe. Doesn't even really have to move. Makes the catch, and that'll do. 1 run, however, for the Phillies. 2 hits and no errors. We go to the 8th, 6-2 Dodgers. Jeremiah, my friend the Bullfrog, who wants me to drink his strawberry wine, playing the 71 Stratomatic. It'll be Stu Miller, I believe, goes next. The once and future All-Star. Who did the Phillies trade to St. Louis? There's 3 of them, all on May 12th. Miller, 29, fastball at 87, fly ball pitcher, 6 and 4 on the replay. He has done it. Really, he started more than. Wow, okay, 20th appearance. Somehow he got an extra start. I must have done that. He last pitched a week ago against the Dodgers up in Brooklyn in a 6-1 loss. 3 2/3, 70 pitches, 3 hits, 4 runs, all earned, a homer. He walked 3 and struck out 1. 109 1/3 overall, 88 hits, 48 runs, 42 earned, 16 homers. He walked 42 and struck out 59. So let's see what the Dodgers do with Magley, who's 0 for 3. Pistol Pete, but your real love is the round mound of rebound. Someone else calls me the round mound of sound. Charles Barkley, when it fits. Todd B would put them in his old nickname team. It'll be Sandy Amorose pinch hitting for Magley. Amorose hitting .095 as a pinch hitter with an RBI. Overall, 248, 9 homers, and 36 RBI. My favorite, Todd, Larry Legend. Struck him out. Miller got him. A 1-2, fouled in the glove of Lapata, and 1 out for Gilliam, who's 1 for 4 today with a single and a strikeout. Popped up Lapata. 2 out. I'm friends with a woman that I went to school with 1,000 years ago, and her last name is Jordan. Okay? Her first name is Martha. And so every time I play a basketball, and she was actually a decent high school basketball player. And so every time I play the Bulls, I get a kick out of seeing M. Jordan on there. Here's Pee Wee Reese. He's 0 for 4 with a strikeout. And she signs her emails when we do that, MJ, which is, yep, Jordan. I'm sure that she's heard all about much too much of that. And we would watch reruns of The White Shadow. Charles loves Toronto, but unlike Wilt Chamberlain, he never moved here. Oh, did Chamberlain live in Toronto? Dodgers and Don Sutton versus the Braves and Ron Reed. September 25th, 1971, nearly 2 months before I was born. A win in L.A. wins the West. Giants won it that year, right? Pitch to Pee Wee. There is a ground ball to Kazansky. Miller to the bag at first, gets the throw, and Pee Wee is retired. And that'll do it. Ed Sears and Roebuck taking the hill as we start the bottom of the 8th. Ed not having a great replay, 4 and 3, a 6.11 ERA, 33rd appearance, 25 years old, fastball at 89, and a fly ball pitcher. Last pitch 2 days ago against the Giants in a 9-8 win. He went 30 pitches, a solo home run, allowed 2 hits and struck out 2. Yep, nearly beat out LA for the West. Thanks, Bobby. 45 2/3 for Ed, 53 hits, 32 runs, 31 earned, 10 homers. He walked 19 and struck out 34. Oh, Wilt lived there from 86 to 88 in Toronto and was part of a group trying to get an NBA team there. And that bid went to Minnesota. Okay. Which was just recently purchased by a group with Alex Rodriguez on board. Edis, Jones, and Vallow here in the 8th. Dell 0 for 3. Fly ball, right field. Perillo will make the catch. 1 out. Crowd didn't like it. Willie Jones 1 for 3. Got himself a single and a run scored. There is a fly ball, right field. Perillo. And the second verse will be as long and as slow as the first. 2 out. For Vallow, who homered his last time up in the 7th. Elmer 2 for 3 today. Also as a double. And he walks. So Roebuck does not get the clean inning. Oh, you have it in Sports Illustrated Baseball. That's the Dombrov, right? I have 71 in Action PC. I have it in Roster Card. I have it in Not Appa Appa. I don't have it in Strat. Hamner 1 for 2. Granny has singled and walked. Vallow on first. Roebuck deals. Slow chopper down the line, and that's going to get past Hodges. Perillo, well, but it bounced wide of the bag, and it's no 2 count, or 1-2 count. Greg saw Wilt play for the Globetrotters in the summer of '69 and '71 against the Buffalo Braves at Maple Leaf Gardens. Did you go there when the Raptors, because the Raptors, right? Didn't they play a season at the Gardens? Pitch to Hamner. There is a fly ball, left center field. Gilliam running in, rides the Schwinn, makes the catch, and that'll do. We go to the 9th. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 8, Dodgers 6, Phillies 2. So Robinson, Perillo, and Campanella to face Miller. Jackie has had himself a day. He is 3 for 4. He has singled twice, doubled, and scored, and struck out. Sports Illustrated was the first one to have splits. Revolutionary at the time, I'm sure. Pitch to Jackie. Struck him out. An 0-2 fastball got him looking. Now, when the Baseball Encyclopedia came out in '69, did they have splits in that? I think the first time I saw splits was in a book that came out, I think after the '86 or '87 season, and it was pretty much a sabermetrician's wet dream with OBAs and OPSs and all that. It was the first time I ever saw it. And you pretty much had one page. It wasn't the Bill James Almanac, but something along that line. For those of us who grew up with the sport, the Neff and Cohens, I mean, those were a godsend, but they didn't have any splits. Perillo is 2 for 4. Carl has singled twice and struck out, also scored. Miller deals, struck him out. That's 3 for Stu. 2 out. You got him to look at an 0-2 for Campanella, 1 for 2. Roy has walked twice, singled, and scored twice. White Shadow, Blast from the Past. Yep, Fast Break movie with Gabe Kaplan. Someone posted a picture of that the other day. They played a few games at the Gardens the first season. Okay. And Brent watched 2 episodes of White Shadow. Somehow, Mr. AI, I'm not surprised you got Football Manager 24. Just saying. Pitch to Campy is a high ground ball to Kazansky. He'll not make the play. It got under his glove, and Campy's reaching on the air. And now you're seeing why the Dodgers are 78-34 and why the Phillies are 50-62. So a 2-out error for Randy Jackson, who's got himself a triple and 2 RBI today. 2 for 3 is also singled and scored a run. No splits in 73. Okay. Yeah, that would have just been such a foreign concept. I mean, but as you know, as we're all roughly around the same age, our introduction to statistics were on the back of a baseball card. Jackson, that will be another hit. Randy's going to have a 3-hit afternoon. Ennis will pick it up. Can't be on his way to third. They'll try and get him. Can't be slides. That is an out. 3 hits for Jackson. And they got him. He was a dead duck. So, 8.5 in the books. Dodgers threatened again but do not score. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Phillies 4 to tie, 5 to win. Kazansky, pitcher spot, and Ashburn to face Roebuck here in the 9th. Ted 0 for 2 with an RBI. Up the middle, Pee-wee can't get there. So Kazansky has a leadoff single. Brent says they might as well call it Calculus Manager 24. Can you start as a janitor? I feel like every other position is going to get me fired. My best advice is go with some 18th level English team and just kind of feel it out. Stu Miller will be pinch hit for. And it will be Roy Smalley's dad, Roy Smalley. As a pinch hitter, 313 with an RBI. Overall, 226 and 4 triples and 10 RBI. Kazansky on first. Smalley hits a line drive to third. Jackson snares it, and Kazansky's got to get back. 1 out. Did I know that the owner of the Buffalo Braves was negotiating to sell the Braves to the Harold Ballard? Really? I didn't know. I know at one point the Celtics and the Braves didn't they trade ownerships? Ashburn 0 for 2. He's walked twice and struck out. Braves, of course, ended up moving out to San Diego and became the Clippers. Andrew, yep, that was the one with the weird dice, the Dombrov game. Someone actually has redone a season in that. 1 out. Richie is 0 for 2. He has walked twice and struck out. That is, I knew because of the merger that they bought out the ownership of the Spirits of St. Louis by promising him an equal share of the television money. And I believe the first deal that didn't include them was like 40 years later. So all through the rise of Bird and Magic and Jordan, they got a ton of money, an absolute ton of free money, just for saying, nope, we're done. Pitch to Ashburn. There is a ground ball right side. That's a base hit. Ferrillo's going to have to grab it on a hop. Kazansky holds at second, I think. So 2 on, 1 out for Blaylock. Marv 0 for 3. He has walked and struck out. Does Pay Dirt still... Yes, it's data driven or data drive. Yes, you can still... Someone revive that. Celtics and Braves did trade owners. I thought so. Bullbound being the college version of that, but yeah. If you look it up, someone did revive it and still make seasons for pay dirt. I played that a couple times in college too. That was fun. Pitch to Campy and Roebuck have a word. Kazansky on second, Ashburn on first. Pitch to Blaylock, fly ball, crowd likes it, right center field. I think Farillo likes it too, as he'll run over in the alley. It settles down. Carl makes a comfortable catch, and there's an out. Yep, Rams and the Colts, Rosenblum and Irsay. Kazansky will not go to third. And then Rosenblum drowned after they got the Rams. So Farillo made a sliding catch to save a run. So 2 out, last chance saloon for Lapata, who was 0 for 4. He has struck out twice. Loose balls about the ABA, yep. Oh, did I just do Data Drive or Data Driven or Bullbound? I believe Dave Little has played some Bullbound on his channel. It's not all professional wrestling. Last chance saloon. First and second, Lapata at the plate. And Stan strikes out, and the Dodgers win this one by the score of 6-2. So 2 hours and 53 minutes in the world's slowest ballpark. Let's try this again to get the box score up here. I'll get yelled at if I don't do that. Come on. Come on. All right. Six runs, 14 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. They go to 79 and 34. They left on 9. Phillies. The errors hurt them. 2 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors. They fall to 50 and 63, and they left on 10. Oh, stop it. Tease them, Crow. Sal Magley gets the win. It goes to 9 and 7. 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, all earned. A homer. He walked 4 and struck out 5. Ed Roebuck, 2 innings, 2 hits, a walk and a strikeout. Harvey Haddix takes a loss for the Phillies. 5 runs, 10 hits, 5 innings, 4 runs, all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 4. McGray, 2 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He struck out 2. And Stu Miller, 2 innings, 1 hit, and struck out 3. Randy Jackson gets your computer MVP. 3 for 4 and 2 RBI. Yeah, I'll go with that. So the rest of this Saturday in baseball, the Nationals beat the Red Sox 12-7. Grob, G-R-O-B, goes to 4-1. Sisler makes a good stake, but not a good pitcher, falls to 4-4. And Jim Lemon hits his 20th, 2 for 3, with 3 RBI. Washington walked 12, and Boston walked 11. That game took approximately 9 hours to play. Giants beat the Pirates 6-4. Dick Littlefield 2-4. Bob didn't have a friend at 12 and 11. Bill Verdon 2 for 4 in a losing effort for the Pirates in a triple. The Tigers are in first. They beat the White Sox 6-5. Paul Foytak goes to 12 and 8. Keegan 5 and 6. Al Kaline hits his 18th, 3 for 5, and drives in 3. Cardinals beat the Cubs at Sportsman's in 12, 4-3. Column 6 and 2. Meyer falls to 2 and 5. Kindle 1 for 3, a triple and 2 walks. Yankees shut out the Orioles in the first of a doubleheader, 4-0. Sturdivant goes to 6 and 5. Brown falls to 6 and 5. Moose Skowron 2 for 4 with a triple. In the nightcap, Baltimore beat New York 2-1. Palika 5 and 5. Bob Turley falls to 7 and 5. Elston Howard 2 for 2 with a triple. The Braves beat the Redlegs 5-4. Crone 8 and 8. Klipstein 8 and 14. Frank Robinson 2 for 4, hits his 28th. And the A's pound out 16 hits and beat Cleveland 9-5. Cretlow 5 and 8, early win, 15 and 10. Woodling 3 for 5, 3 RBI, and 2 doubles. I'm not going to do a stream tomorrow. I can't promise you that we'll do one because the wife has an appointment. Now I got to go get grocery shopping in. So it should be a Monday, Wednesday, Thursday week next week. So let's see what we got coming up. We got the Indians and the Yankees on Wednesday or Monday. Early win in Tom's tournament. On Wednesday, we got Brooklyn and Cincinnati. Bagley again versus Jansen. And on Thursday, we got the Yankees and the White Sox. Dick Donovan and Whitey Ford. So that'll do it. Enjoy your weekend. We might get another video out of some sort between now and Monday, but I don't want to promise you I'm going to be here and then not be able to do it. Easy dice. Oh. All right, so that will do it. No, you learned a lot, but not about baseball. So thank you. Yeah, Pay Dirt was fun. All righty, well, thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you on tape, I'm sure, before the weekend's out. But our next live game, Monday at lunch, for the Indians and the Yankees from the big old ballpark in the Bronx. Thank you so much. And, oh, before we go, Jeremiah says, LA 2, Atlanta 3, and the 6th. All right, have a good one, everybody. So long.